this is Smita Kumar and you're watching Medicircle. Today we have with us a very interesting personality on our Doctors Speak section today. The winner of the top 50 global women healthcare leaders, Dr. Pratiksha Gandhi, MD, a renowned cardiologist, an EECP expert, and the author of the book Bypassing Bypass Surgeries. She has given consultation to over 1 lakh patients in the last 20 years of her practice. She has worn a lot of caps, like she's an investor, a mentor, and a successful entrepreneur.
Hello. Thank you, Smita.
Today, we would be starting a lot of insights about your journey. So to begin with, as you have got an incredible journey from being India's first woman preventative cardiologist based in Mumbai to being known worldwide with your headquarters in California, USA. So please tell us about your contributions in the medical field.
Yes, first of all, thank you, Smita, and for having me here. And you guys are doing amazing work in the medical field. Very fond of your work. And today I'm really very happy to share my journey and what we wish to do with all the friends and all the people who are watching us. My story began with my first case. I remember Sopan, who was came to me in a breakdown condition where he told me that it is better to die than to go for a surgery, So I asked him why. So he said that I just have a retirement, 1.5 lakh rupees. I have to live my life, educate and marry my children, and I just can't afford it. And at that point of time, I was owning a nursing home. This is way back in 1997. I'm talking in Mumbai. And he was just told that he cannot just survive if he won't do the surgery. And I'm very emotional, So I just felt that, hey, how can we let someone die like this, And of course, in the allopathic medicine, we are taught to do all this angiographies and bypass and angioplasties. But I'm also a trained teacher in yoga and meditation, and have been associated in a research of reversing heart disease and heart blockages back then using the yogic techniques. So I thought that why don't I combine the ancient Indian techniques with the modern allopathic techniques, because I have been into KEM hospital. And at that time, there was no one practicing preventive cardiology. That subject was literally not known, and that actually the success of that case study, where within 6 months, his whole thing got reversed, and he not only survived but thrived, walking almost 5-6 kilometers a day and completely normal and out of danger, So this actually laid the foundation of Institute of Preventive Cardiology, where we just started reaching out. And we had almost so many TV shows and thousands and thousands of articles. Then the biggest boost came in actually from none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is an amazing, awesome human being. When I was invited by the president, and he acknowledged and he wanted to know about ECP, because we were the first one in India actually to promote and advocate ECP as an alternative to bypass. Because when I got trained in US, generally in US, it is advocated after bypass and angioplasty fails, So I felt that, hey, if something can work after bypass and angioplasty fails, why not before, And there are so many people in India who cannot afford this costly invasive surgeries, or even if there are many rich people and celebrities I have treated, but they just don't want to undergo those scars, those pain and those blood. So there are so many people out there who want an alternative. And there was this huge space, that huge gap which was there, which we were able to fill in. And we basically did this ECP as an alternate, and we found that the success rate is almost 95%. So all I can say is that this 20 years of hard work has given, you can say, a proof of concept, where we have proven that there are alternatives to surgeries. I feel that surgery is an outdated concept just being practiced for insurance and people who are not ready to do lifestyle changes. My firm belief is that if people will take charge of their heart health, then definitely with lifestyle changes and the non-invasive techniques which we are using, they will be able to live a wonderful life without surgeries. And that is the mission. And another remarkable thing which happened in the journey was in 2006, when I was like the first doctor, like, to be awarded as a best woman entrepreneur. That was a very memorable day for me, because in the nominations, they were all like industrialist women and, all those people. And I was actually nowhere, but when I asked that, hey, why did you pick me up? They said that it was for the original contribution which you have made in the field of medicine, and by the editor of the Financial Express and all the prestigious people who were there on the board. So I felt very blessed. It was a divine grace, because to be picked up like this for an award was very beautiful, so I'm very blessed with my journey, and I'm looking forward to contribute more.
Yes, truly a very blessed journey, I think. So what are the latest innovations in technology you are associated with that help serve your patients better?
Yeah, Smita, as you are aware that I spoke about this whole thing, right? That we have this proof of concept that surgeries, yes, I do advocate surgeries for critical patients, or, like who don't have any options or who are at very end stage. But we see that a lot of surgeries are being unnecessarily done nowadays, and people are not being given a chance. Actually, in the Courage trial, they have said that almost 50% of the angioplasties which are done are not necessary, because they could be managed with cardiac rehab or optimal medical management. So what we are offering to our patients is, now the latest innovation has gone completely towards cellular health. Okay, traditionally, if you look at heart, they always say, okay, cholesterol, diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, smoking, 4 5 risk factors, and just take care of this. But if you will see that most of the people in India are vegetarians. Okay, I mean, they're not eating meat or anything. They don't have blood pressure, they don't have diabetes. And the problem which we're facing in this silent epidemic is premature people. Like, we have this complex problem where I have a 30-year-old to 40-year-old already done 1 or 2 bypass or angioplasties, and they are, how many times will they do, right? So and they are being put on this repetitive invasive diagnostic procedures, which I don't like. There is literally an abuse going on of this CT coronary scans and all these invasive tests. So what we are focusing is completely non-invasive. My philosophy is that I don't want to put dyes into people, like all these radioactive dyes which will affect the kidneys, because in the name of, curing the heart, we are messing up with the other organs, So my focus is completely on non-invasive diagnostic test. We are working with epigenetics. We are working with with actually activating the cell's genetic mechanism, so that the healing happens at a cellular level. So these are the kind of techniques which we're using in our programs. And our ultimate goal actually is, what we are working on is that taking heart care to every home through our online programs. That's what we are doing.
I think education is also very, very necessary. People are here
Yes,
less educated about their own heart health, and they are more into like the suggestions what they get from their friends and other family doctors.
that is true, Smita. What you said is that heart disease is a disease of ignorance, and that's why we have a not-for-profit, which is a Global Foundation for Preventive Cardiology, which is headquartered in California, USA. And we are the main mission of this foundation is to educate and empower people globally for heart health tools, as you rightly said, because I think education is the key. Surgery is not the key. Surgery is just reserved for the last end. If we educate people better, we will save.
So my next question would be, as the cardiovascular care team continues to grow more sophisticated with applications like of an artificial intelligence in cardiology, they still are very costly measures, and which is like out of reach for a common man or for lesser economic section people. So what do you feel about this huge gap, and are there any remedial solutions available?
Yeah, that's interesting, because as you see that in AI there is lot of as I told you that in cardiology what has happened, that because of the insurance reimbursement and the pharma industry, the entire innovations are directed to create more and more diagnostics and more of procedures. Okay, and being a preventive cardiologist, my focus has always been on how can we use the technologies, as I described before, on the non-invasive side, because the focus of prevention is always that uh, needs of many should prevail over the needs of few. It takes like millions of dollars in getting into all this curative thing, but in that same amount we can prevent disease in plenty of people. And because of this lopsided approach, what I call in medicine, what has happened is that we have just become like sick care, like we are just like handling emergencies, and people can't afford this. So what we are focusing on is a very cost effective. See, look, to change a lifestyle, it doesn't cost you, right? To eat right, it doesn't cost you. uh, we are into education. We are creating, we are using AI, as I told you, for a device to create a natural bypass. Okay, we are working with VR. We are working with technologies which will, help people prevent. We are using the whole concept now is the mindset. Actually, the blockages happen in the body. Okay, but you require a certain kind of a mindset to develop those blockages. So we are using like tools to change the mindset, to alter the behaviors. We are getting into neuroscience. So this is something which is very new and very latest. It is actually not occurring in conventional cardiology or in any
Not the way
hospitals.
people are looking
And
at cardiology and its problems and the diseases and the patients. Completely a different approach.
yeah, but this is very interesting and very, very rewarding to the patients, and that's what we are focusing on.
That's great. As this pandemic situation has made people more sensitive towards their health, everybody has become health conscious, like the reading health information, and you have seen people not visiting to doctors, but online searching a lot on health. And so, do you think this preventative cardiovascular health can be better understood by the patient, because it is also actually a silent killer? As people say, as we say that health diseases or heart attacks or all these are silent epidemics. So I think Corona might have given them an understanding of this disease better. What is your take on that?
Yeah, that's interesting question, Smita. So actually, yes, period, heart disease is number one killer. And actually, even today, heart disease is killing more people, than the virus. Virus has just become a flash in the news because it is acute, right? And heart disease has been a chronic problem. So it is,
Yeah,
we just learned.
24.6% people in India are, dying of cardiovascular diseases.
True, every 4 seconds, right? So by the time we finish this, so many have already gone. So the point is that people, if you ask me as a preventative cardiologist, I have lost the count of the kind of talks which I have given, the lectures, the places I have gone all over the country, all over the world. But somehow, majority of the people, okay, have a breakdown mindset. It is basically like when things go wrong, that is when they want to just awaken and start doing right. So now what has happened suddenly because of Corona, as you see, people are forced actually to change their habit patterns, to get into more of sanitation and cleanliness, and people have become more aware to bring in their immunity. because ultimately you don't have to get scared of corona, because if you have got a good immunity, your body can fight it. There is nothing to worry as such. And I think heart patients have become more sensitive because they are falling into the high risk category. The people who are obese, blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, they have been labeled as the people who are more susceptible to get the infection. And that's the reason why we are doing this online consultations and programs for them, because they have did a study and found out that the admissions have dropped by 50% in the hospitals of the heart patients. Now that doesn't mean that the disease has gone. It's because now the people are scared to go to the hospital and take care, and I think this has made them more sensitive to seek for care at home. And that is where we are switching our gears, and we have successfully, me and my team, we have successfully geared up to cater to the needs of the people at home, where we are giving them the consultations, the diet, and preparing them that sitting at home they can take charge of their heart health.
Very true. Your journey towards this noble cause has been worthy of various accreditations and awards. Recently, you were awarded Top 50 Global Women Healthcare Leader in March 2017. What is the biggest achievement according to you?
Yeah, like it's always great when you get recognized for your work. But frankly speaking, my biggest achievement, what I feel, is is the smile on the faces of the patients. Okay, when I wrote this book, Living Without Heart Surgery, which I published in 2017, I had all these patients who have ordered bypass surgery and angioplasty. They gave me their photos and angiography reports, and that is a unique book in the whole world, because what happens that because of the various compliances, patients never share the reports and pictures and all. But this group of people, this 100 group of people, were so courageous, and I thank them that they reached out their voices and gave their testimonies that how it is possible to live a life without surgery, where they have given their stories that they have not only survived but thrived. So we have got pictures of people like doing parasailing. Somebody is like scuba diving with a like a heart function of 25%. Generally, the cardiologist will say, "Oh, you're in cardiac failure. You can't step out of the house." And this guy is going and doing scuba diving. So it is. I think this is yes. I mean, this is, I would say, very precious, priceless, beyond anything. Nothing can compare to this kind of beautiful people, like at the transformation in their lives. Their wives being happy. Like I have so many wives that when they came in, when the patients were like 35, 40 years, they were not knowing whether their husbands will survive. They will see their children going to college or getting married. When they come to me and tell me that, my son has now got married, and, like, thanks to you, like, we never even imagined. And, so all those stories, I feel, are the biggest achievement, and I hold it in my heart very dearly. I'm blessed by all the awards, and whatever I have got, they have come through by themselves. I have never seek them out. Fortunately, the society and the people whom I have been contributing have always acknowledged and applauded. And now I am seeing that I'm very happy being in US right now with the headquarters over here, because we are seeing a lot of support and cooperation from the international level. We have this incredible team which is working on, as I told you, this non-invasive methods and all. So what support which I was seeking in terms of collaboration with the brightest minds in medicine and cardiology is happening over here. So all this is really very awesome, and looking forward to a great future without surgeries.
So I will just end up with what successful therapies other than ECP are practiced for preventative healthcare at IPC?
Yes, this is the, I think, the best thing now I want to share now, because ECP is a device where people have to come in every day for 1 hour for 35 days. Okay. So it is basically geography sensitive and time sensitive. So now what we are working is like we have devices online programs where we are doing cellular activation. We are doing vibrational healing. We are actually getting into their entire lifestyle, as I told you, their patterns, their thought patterns and everything. So my whole aim would be that how can we prevent and reverse heart disease without any device. Okay, that's what we are working on now, because this is the latest thing which has happened, because ECP is something which we did 20 years before. It is amazing, it is helping a lot of people, but I feel that even after people do ECP, they need to focus on their lifestyle, and that is what we are doing. So we have these online programs which we are conducting, where we are doing a very, very holistic approach, and we will be soon coming out with a device where we are working with microcurrent therapies, like small devices with different healing frequencies. Okay, so we are working with all these things which we will be giving people at home to heal themselves. So that is what we are doing right now.
So to sum up with, I'll just ask, do you have any spare comments or any message would you like to share with our viewers today?
Yeah, I want to basically first of all thank all the doctors who are viewing. I want this is a special message for the doctors that believe in yourself. We are here. Our commitment is to the patients. I know that conventional medicine teaches us a lot of things. There are a lot of protocols and guidelines to be followed, but the main thing is that we have to become a doctor which has a place in the hearts of people. I feel that you need to understand the patients in totality and not just look at the heart alone, because look at the person as a whole, as a human being. And I feel that I am so blessed and satisfied in my practice, and all the more than 100,000 people and millions who will be more benefited through what we are doing. Our main goal is to to go to the core, to the heart of each and every person whom we interact with. And second thing is that I also believe in being a God attuned physician. Understand that we are just the instruments in the hands of God, getting out of this ego. Because unfortunately in the medical system, in the pharmas, everybody, a lot of put this ego, oh, I am the doctor, I have to do everything, and doctor get stressed also. So become a God attuned physician, where you, whenever any patient comes to me, like I always say that, hey, I'm instrument in the God, hands of the God, and the healing happens, that is something magical. And for the people who are listening, who are normal people or heart patients, my message would be that it is in your hands actually to take charge of your heart health. There is a doctor inside each one of you. We need to awaken this doctor, and you are doing all the healing. We are just like the tools or the instruments to help you. So please take charge of your health. Don't blindly depend on the doctors, and remove doubts, remove fears, remove negativities, work on yourself. And if you're ready to work yourself, not only hard, but you can prevent or stay away from any disease and have a great living.
Yes. That was really great message for all our viewers and doctors. So here, ending it up. Thanks, Dr. Pratiksha, for your wonderful insights, what you shared with us today on Medicircle. Thanks for watching. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Smita. Pleasure being here.